One of our problems here was keeping the home odour-free. And so we looked at the flooring initially. We looked at something that was homely, that was serviceable, that was practical, that was easy for people with mobility issues to move around on. And so we came up with the laminate flooring. From choosing that, then that really sort of impacted on how everything else went, because once you started to choose one flooring, then you can't have a great difference between any other flooring. So what went through the corridors had to mingle in with the bedrooms, the bathrooms and the lounge areas. So that was where we started, really. From there we sort of worked up. We looked at contrasting paintwork, plain papers, contrasting door frames, skirting boards and things like that. Throughout the unit, what's stood out to me is the lighting. The lighting's just been phenomenal, and what a difference, because there were really dark corridors before. You know, people couldn't find the way very well. It just seemed such a dull place, and the lighting has just absolutely lifted it. We did have a long debate about the colours of the toilet seats, because there should be a big contrast to your white seats, so we went through blacks, blues. We found that the last colour people retain is red, so the county council made a decision that we would have red, and I had this vision of red and white just looking absolutely horrendous. And then they said we had to edge it with black tiles, and you've just got this vision of your red, white and black, and oh, it's going to look really awful. But when we accessorised them with the different towels and the pictures and things, it all seemed to come together, and they do look absolutely, I mean, I don't think that they look, apart from you've got to have obviously the rails and everything else which we coordinated with the seats. I think they look really nice and sort of personal now. We had a selection of papers, and we chose what contrasted with those. So we said, if you would like this paper, then you'll need to either have this chair, this curtain or that commode to contrast. We could say, yes, you can have a choice of this, this and this, but that is a restricted choice, really.
It's very important that the residents did get involved with the choosing of the colour schemes and the door fronts and things, because this is their home and they've got to feel as if they really belong here.
What are we going to put on today? I think we need a coat. I think the refitting has had a very positive impact on Mum. She seems a lot calmer and happier than she was. She likes the effect of being able to see into her wardrobes and the lights coming on as she goes towards them. With the old wardrobes, it was a bit difficult for her to see her clothes. Now she can have more of a choice herself, and she likes the drawers, being able to see into the drawers as well. The alarm on the door is good. It's good for me as well to know that in the night, when she is up, that somebody's aware that she's up and about. Because when there's limited staff on in the evenings, it's quite worrying that knowing she wanders, if she was to get up and fall or something, at least people know that she's out and about and walking around the unit.
It's nice looking in here. There's a record, look, James Oliver, 29 King Street, Ulverston. Reminds me of when I was younger.
Who recognises this tub? Margaret? What do you think? Oh, so cute. Wouldn't like to think how old that is. I think it lifts up at the front. Try. That's it.
So cute.
Yeah. Use them in your cooking. Right. Nostalgic advertising postcards.
The key changes in the lounge area were, again, the chairs contrasting with the curtains, and the other big thing was the fireplace. So to create that sort of more homely lounge type setting was to put the fireplace in.
Electric one.
The refurb to the kitchen. That was a really big thing, to have the glass-fronted cabinets. Everybody could find things a lot easier. The fridge, so you could see what was in the fridge.
We'll gaze at the sky and try to see what we figure out. Just what it's all about. The world.
Eventually we came up with blue because we had yet to find a food that was blue, really, and that really did. People were eating better, they could see the food a lot clearer, people's weight was increasing as well. We realised that the waste of food had dramatically reduced really since the use, and not only that, people were a lot more independent at eating as well.
I think with the enhancement of the crockery and the whole setting and surrounds, meal times now really are a lovely time of the day, and there's a lot of conversation, and you learn so much about them and their lives.
You'll get me into trouble, you will. Got you.
She knows what I'm doing.
We've got now an area outside where we can all spend time together, whether it be having afternoon tea or games or whatever, but it's something other than being in the same lounge. It's an outside area that we do really use and people really enjoy.
Come on, down photograph. There you are, catch on there. Oh, catch on there. You hold that one. Come on, then I'll go get the coffee.
It has to be obviously accessible for all, so we had to look at removing all the raised curbs that were in there, creating a wheelchair accessible pathway through. We needed to look at raised beds, so even people that weren't able to walk could actually still participate in picking the herbs. It looks at all the senses really, so when you're out there, you can smell the herbs, you can hear the birds, hear the wind chimes. And you'll often find some of the doors always propped up, and people will go out and they'll come back in and say, oh, the bird seed needs topping up, and so people have really sort of embraced the garden.
Joe, over this way.
Football.
Oh, you can do it.
Joe, tea or coffee?
Well done,
Definitely have a look at that.
Tea or
What do you
coffee?
think it is? Don't chill.
The renovation and the improvements on the unit have made a much more relaxed environment. The residents are a lot more relaxed as well, and you seem to get a better relationship with them.
You did your netball as well, didn't you?
You just feel like it's just one big family, really.
I think the residents are really happy, and the key thing for them is that get up in the morning and they'll say what they want to do now. People are really telling us what they want from life now, which is very good.